The silence of the open sea, shattered in the dead of night, a violent crash, people thrown into dark waters, panic, screams, and finally, an SOS call that raised alarms across India's eastern coast. What happened near the India-Bangladesh maritime boundary early Monday morning is not just a tragic accident. It's an incident raising serious questions about naval conduct, maritime law, and human responsibility at sea. Let's break it down. On December 13th, an Indian fishing trawler named F.B. Pratima departed from Namkhana ferry ghat in West Bengal, carrying 16 fishermen into deep waters. Everything was routine. The crew was experienced. Weather conditions were normal. But in the early hours of Monday morning, close to the international maritime boundary between India and Bangladesh, disaster struck. According to Indian Coast Guard sources, a Bangladeshi Navy vessel allegedly approached the Indian trawler without navigation lights switched on, a direct violation of international maritime safety rules. Moments later, collision. The impact was so powerful that the trawler lost balance. Fishermen were thrown into the sea in pitch darkness. Chaos followed. Here's where the story becomes even more disturbing. Sources claim that after the collision, the Bangladeshi naval vessel did not stop, did not assist, and did not initiate any rescue efforts. Instead, it reportedly sailed away. If this allegation is proven true, it would represent a serious breach of international maritime law and basic humanitarian norms. Around 6 a.m., an SOS alert was finally transmitted. The message was clear: a fishing vessel has capsized. Lives are at risk. The Indian Coast Guard immediately launched a rescue operation. Multiple assets were deployed. Search teams moved fast against time. The result? 11 fishermen were rescued alive, picked up by a nearby fishing trawler. 5 fishermen remain missing, lost somewhere in the vast, unforgiving sea. Search operations are still ongoing. Patrol boats, vessels, and surveillance teams continue to comb the waters relentlessly. But questions remain. How exactly did this collision happen? Why was a naval vessel allegedly moving at night without lights? And most importantly, why was no help offered after the crash? The West Bengal United Fishermen Welfare Association has called the incident extremely serious. Its Assistant Secretary, Vision Mehti, confirmed that the rescued fishermen are being brought back to Namkhana, but emphasized that a full investigation is absolutely necessary. He asked the question many are asking now: how can any ship, especially a naval vessel, operate at night without navigation lights? Under international maritime rules, navigation lights at night are mandatory. Rendering assistance after a collision is obligatory. Failure to do so is considered a grave violation. India and Bangladesh traditionally share stable diplomatic relations. But incidents like this risk creating local outrage, diplomatic tension, and deep mistrust, especially among coastal communities whose livelihoods depend on these waters. The Bangladesh Navy has categorically denied the allegations. The truth now lies in the investigation. But amid all the geopolitics and official statements, there is a far more painful reality. 5 fishermen are still missing. 5 families are waiting. Every phone call bringing fear. Every passing hour feels heavier than the last. This was not just a collision at sea. It is a question of accountability, a question of humanity, a question of safety for fishermen operating near international waters. So now we ask you, do you believe a Bangladeshi naval vessel was responsible for this incident? Yes or no? Tell us in the comments, because at sea, borders may blur, but responsibility should never disappear.